Before her lay a courtyard and a stable where the men of the King's Own kept their horses. The torches that lit the courtyard were nearly out, the pearly radiance that came to the eastern sky in the hour before dawn fell over snow, stable and the edges of the palace wall beyond. The scant light showed a big girl of 18, broad-shouldered and solid-waisted, with straight, mouse-brown hair cut short below her earlobes and across her forehead. She had a dreamer's hazel eyes set beneath long, curling lashes, odd in contrast to the many fine scars on her hands and the muscles that flexed and bunched under her nightshirt. Her nose was still unbroken and delicate after 8 years of palace combat training, her lips full and quicker to smile than frown. Determination filled every inch of her strong body. Motion in the shadows at the base of the courtyard wall caught her eye. Kell gasped as a winged creature waddled out into the open courtyard, as ungainly on its feet as a vulture. The flickering torchlight caught and sparked along the edges of metal feathers on wings and legs. Steel legs, flexible and limber, ended in steel-clawed feet. Between the metal wings and above the metal legs and feet was human flesh, naked, hairless, grimy, and in this case, male. The Stormwing looked at Kell and grinned, baring sharp steel teeth. His face was lumpy and unattractive, marked by a large nose, small eyes, and a thin upper lip with a full lower one. He had the taunting smile of someone born impudent. "Startle you, did I?" he inquired. Kell thanked the gods that the cold protected her sensitive nose, banishing most of the Stormwing's foul stench. Stormwings loved battlefields, where they tore corpses to pieces, urinated on them, smeared them with dung, then rolled in the mess. The result was a nauseating odour that made even the strongest stomach rebel. Her teachers had explained that the purpose of Stormwings was to make people think twice before they chose to fight, knowing what might happen to the dead when Stormwings arrived. So far, they hadn't done much good as far as Kell could see. People still fought battles and killed each other, Stormwings or no. Tortall's Stormwing population was thriving, but this was the first time she'd seen one on palace grounds. Kell glared at him. "Get out of here, you nasty thing. Shoo!" "Is that any way to greet a future companion?" demanded the Stormwing, raising thin brown brows. "You people are getting ready to stage an entertainment for our benefit up north. You'll be seeing a lot of us this year." "Not if I can help it," Kell retorted. Grimly, she walked across her dark room, stubbing her toe on the trunk at the foot of her bed. She cursed and limped over to the racks where she kept her weapons. When she found her bow and a quiver of arrows, she strung the bow and hopped back to her window. She placed the quiver on her window seat and put an arrow on the string. Outside, the courtyard was empty. The Stormwing's footprints in the snow ended right under Kell's window. Scowling, Kell looked up and around. There he was, perched on the peak of the stable roof, a steel-dressed portent of war. Kell raised her bow. She wouldn't actually kill the creature, just make him go away. He looked down at her, cackled, and took to the air, spiraling out of Kell's range. He flipped his tail at her 3 times in a mockery of a wave, then sailed away over the palace wall. "I hate those things," grumbled Kell as she removed the bowstring. The thought of anyone's dead body providing Stormwings with entertainment gave her the shudders, and she knew chances were good that she might become a Stormwing toy very soon. There was no point in going back to sleep now. Instead, Kell cleaned up, dressed, and took down her glaive. It was her favourite weapon, a wooden staff 5 feet long, filled in iron, cored with lead, and capped by 18 inches of curved, razor-sharp steel. Banishing all thoughts, opening herself to movement, she began the first steps, thrusts, lunges, and spins of the most complicated combat pattern dance she knew. Her dog, Jump, grumbled and crawled out of bed. He leaped out of one of the open windows to empty his bladder. The sparrows, fluffed up and piping their own complaints, fluttered outside to visit their kinfolk around the palace. Raoul of Golden Lake and Mallory's Peak, Kell's former nightmaster and present taskmaster, was not in his study when Kell arrived there after breakfast. Another morning conference, she thought, and sat down with chalk and slate to calculate the number of wagons they'd need to move the King's Own...